it's a tough one, tough loss. Defensively, we just couldn't stop them. They ran the ball, they threw it. The quarterback did a good job of moving it around. The thing that really hurt us defensively is the big plays that we gave up, the long touchdown runs and the passes. I thought offensively we did some really good things. I thought we ran the ball at times better. We couldn't finish running the ball because we got so far behind. It was good to see some of our receivers have big games, Jalen Smith and Tutu. I thought Puma did a good job at times, was inconsistent at times, and again, when you have to throw it that much, you got issues with protections and pressure on them, and that hurt. But if I would have looked at the stats before the game and said we were going to have this time of possession and this type of yards and third down success, I would have thought we would have won the game, but it really was because, we couldn't stop them on defense. And then on offense, when you get in shootouts, you have to be consistent and take it and drive it every time you get the ball. And we continue to hurt ourselves at times with not being able to do that. So we got a lot of work to do. We'll just keep grinding away. Our guys got to just keep in a good attitude and grind away. Questions?
Probably without the two long runs there, they should have 5 yards of carry on the ground. You've had issues in play defense all year. What's your analysis of that?
Yeah, they blocked our front guys. Front guys were having a hard time getting off blocks and making tackles at the line. And then our linebackers are still working hard at trying to get the right fits. I think our safeties a couple times really hurt us. And then a couple times they came in and blocked our safety, and then our corner has to replace them. So we got to give them credit for blocking us. They did a good job of blocking us, and we've got a lot of work to do to get off blocks and tackle.
Bobby, looked at times you guys had schemed the guys open, but the execution wasn't there. How frustrating is it as a play caller to do that, just not have it come through the other end?
Yeah, I thought we had some plays too where we had opportunities, and I think that's what I'm talking about as far as being consistent and being able to be in the shootout. You got to go score every time you get the ball, and you got to have big plays. And even at halftime when we looked at the yards that we had and the completion percentage, I think we had one play of only 20 yards. Was our biggest play. So that's why you end up hurting yourselves, because you need chunk plays, you need bigger runs, longer passes. We did get a few of those in the second half. I was happy with the way those guys kept competing and the receivers kept running their routes full speed. And Puma stood in there and made some good throws at times, and at times we missed a few.
You came off the bye week, like you said, with maybe reason to be more optimistic with the extra week of preparation. With the way it went today and the last 4 games you're looking at, do you have a hard time showing your players the path forward for the next month?
What you have to do is just keep sticking together, and we have a couple of players talk about that right before we break, staying together, working hard, and trying to, improve, and also making sure that when you lose games that it doesn't affect other parts of your life. That we don't do anything outside of football that's not right, or we don't go to class. Those are the things that you got to make sure you do, as our guys are coming here to get their degree. And get ready for life after football. This is not what we want. This is not the season we want, not the success that we want, not even close. But you got to stick to it and fight through it.
Bobby, is it a little bit of a surprise coming off a bye week, having 2 weeks to get ready to have this kind of a performance?
Yeah, it was surprising to me. I thought we were ready to go, and I thought our defense, with all the extra things we did in practice, that we would perform better, but we didn't get it done.
Before the game, one of your players was complaining about returning with the card merch on Twitter. Do you think people have an obligation to show up for that?
First of all, I don't know about what player or what you're talking about, but You know, we've got to bring them here. That's our job. We got to put a product together where we come out on the field and you know, people come and support us because they like what they see out on the field. And I'm sure that, you know, it is frustrating to some of our players. You know, the card march was something that usually gives you a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, a good way to get here to the stadium and get ready to go. So I'm sure there was frustration there, but he has to be smarter than that. If he said something, you know, he has to understand that, you know, it's up to us to bring the crowd out here.
What's your message to those fans who did come out today?
You know, I appreciate them coming out and cheering for us, and the people that stayed there and cheered us on. You know, like I said, we've always had good fans here. We've always had great support. You know, but it is up to us to keep them coming.
Do you believe your message is getting through to the guys?
You know, they keep working hard and they keep competing hard. You know, there are things that are called tough seasons, hard seasons, and you don't win the games that you want. But I was impressed with the way they stuck together, the way the offensive players kept competing and kept talking on the sideline, and the energy when they took the field. But yeah, I mean, it gets hard. Losing's not fun, but you have to find ways to learn lessons from it.
Maybe that's on one side of the field versus the other. How do you guard against, you know, one side defense coming within the other, or coming within the other?
Well, one thing I always talk about in sports and in our team, for sure, is that one lose, we all lose. You know, that's how it goes. It is a game of football. It's a team game. It's probably the most ultimate team game out there, and you have to win defense, offense, and special teams. And it doesn't matter how much you win by, you know, whether it's a 7-6 game or 51-50 game, we have to do it together, and it's something that we always preach about, is that one lose, we all lose. I think our guys understand that, but you also have to be honest. You know, you have to be honest about it, and they have to be able to face it that, hey, we didn't perform the way we needed to on defense today. Offensively, we did some good things, but we weren't consistent enough to be able to win a shootout. And that's what you have to do to win games. And so you have to understand we're a team, but be very honest on what our issues are.
This may not matter at all, but is it difficult to see a kid that you did recruit, was a one-time commit here, come in and have such a big game against you guys?
You know, I'm glad he had a good career. It was just one of those things where you got caught up in numbers and you had to ask somebody to redshirt, and, you know, I'm happy for him that he's had a great career there.
Was there anything in practice that showed you that the defensive performance like this was getting ready to occur? That you look back on and say,
No, not at all.
did they do anything different in the run game that you guys want?
No, they don't. I mean, their running game is unique in the fact that, you know, the back kind of sits in there and shuffles around for a while before he hits the holes. So they're a little different style. That's kind of hard to practice. Our scout team really worked hard at it. When you went ones-on-ones, you couldn't do that because we're trying to get our offense guys better too. But we just didn't execute the way we needed to.
You had a lot of problems with the no-huddle today and against Boston College too. And you go back to last year, those two teams, those are teams you play every year. Do you see the need for bigger changes on defense?
Yeah, I really felt like it really wasn't the tempo of the no-huddle because we were getting the calls in, our guys were getting lined up. We just didn't execute them, and we hesitated at times. And they blocked us at times and ran through some tackles. You know, we definitely need to tackle better.
What is the problem from the schematic viewpoint of the delay in their running game, and their, as you say, shuffling behind the line? What does that create issues?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that we worked on is trying not to get our ends up the field so they give us seam in there. It's a little bit different for how you fit it with your linebackers, and then you need to be able to get penetration inside, and we weren't able to get the penetration inside. So they did a good job with blocking our inside guys, and there was a couple times our ends went up the field, and we didn't fit it, you know, together. It was something we have to do together.
A timing thing, or is it?
It's kind of a physical thing, and being able to utilize your hands and power. So So it was something that, gave us some problems.
Is it concerning what you saw today, looking ahead, the next game up is a road trip to Clemson?
Yeah, it's concerning what we saw today, that's for sure. And, we got to get ready to go play one of the best teams in our conference.